What's up guys, Scrub King here. This past weekend I played at the Edison Regional and I just snuck into top 8, so I got 8th place with a 7-2 record, so 9 rounds. It was pretty good. I played Exosisters. I just wanted to test out the deck to see, how it shapes up versus like Spright and versus the Tearalments, which is a pretty good matchup. So I'll just show you guys the deck, get right into it, but really just wanted to understand how the deck worked and to really do some good testing. So to start off, played 3 Martha. Obviously his card's cracked. Summons herself, summons Alice from deck. Really good. Whenever a card is moved out of the graveyard, I can Exceed summon over her. Do the whole zoo effect. So she's really solid. 3 Alice, 3 Stella, 2 Sophia, and 1 Irene. Alice is insane because it's the extender. You have any other girl on field, she can summon herself. Then if you have Stella, you gain 800 life, which is always cool in time. Stella's pretty awesome as well. So you can summon her, and then at any point in the main phase, activate her effect to special summon another girl from hand. So you play 3 of the good ones. Wouldn't say Sophia and Irene are terrible, but they're not the best. So Sophia allows you to draw a card, which could conflict with Prosperity since I'm on it, but it didn't come up, but it came up in testing that I conflicted. And Irene is just the worst one, really. All she does is return back a Exosister card from your hand to the bottom of the deck, and then you can draw a card. I actually never used her effect at all. So did see her quite a lot in my hands, but this is mainly it for in terms of the main deck monster count for Exosisters. I think this is probably the way to go. Just the good ones, max out on them. You have to play 2 Sophia for the grind, or else I'll just play 1. And of course you have to play Irene for the name. So pretty cool. The rest in terms of the engine, 3 Pax, 3 Vadis, 2 Returnia, and I played 1 Armament. Pax is insane, obviously. It's another copy of any Exosister card in your deck. Vadis is also crazy because it summons 2 from your deck. Basically another Martha, but trap form. Returnia is amazing. It gives your engine main deck out to Mystic Mine, which is always great. And I liked Armament because I say I did hard brick on the Irene. At least I have Armament to make sure Irene does something with her life. So that's really the focus on this. This card is pretty good though. I liked it. I don't play the other spell card. The one that you could declare a name and negate the effect on field. That's also main deck out to Mystic Mine. I just didn't think it was that good personally. That's about it for in terms of engine pieces. The rest, Call by the Grave, pretty good. You could trigger Martha. Prosperity for the maths, so it's pretty hot. And then the rest are what we're here for, the hand trap. So Dimensional Shifter, Infinite Impermanence, Ash Blossom Joy Spring, DD Crow. I played 2 Ogre, 2 Veiler, and 2 Nibiru, the Primal Being. Wanted to obviously max out on Shifter. This deck can play Shifter, so you play it. Ash is really good, solid all weekend. Crows are really solid as well. Just makes your matchups a little bit easier. Hitting like the Rodent Toad and Grave was pretty awesome. Imperm was not the best. It was like very okay at best. Wasn't a big fan. I wish you could play Gamma, but kind of conflicts a little bit too much. Ogres, probably want to play 3 of it next time. We'll see. Veilers are good. Just another version, but I play it really because I play Hulk. And then Nibiru, I main deck 2. This card you can say conflicts with Martha, but it only came up once in the tournament that had Nim, and I couldn't use the effect of Martha. So that's like the only time like you could say it conflicted. But this card is insane. Like no one's playing around it because they think just because Sprite's in the format that people are just gonna respect and take out Nib, but no, this card is really good. So big fan of it. And that's really the main deck. So 43 main deck. I'll go into the let's do the extra deck first. 2 Magnifica. This card is really good. Basically just overlays the 2 Exceeds. It's part of your first turn combo basically with Martha. Yeah, it's quick effect banish, and then she could tag out to make another banish into Michaelis. You play 3 of this, really solid, comes up searches any spell within archetype. Gibran, the quick effect imperm, and then during your turn you can detach and then gain some attacks for your exceeds, which comes up if you need to attack over something. Caspita, mandatory effect on summon, so it is an ogre bait or ogre target, I'll say. But then detach to add a Exosister monster, so basically a roller in your deck, which is solid. And then Asofeel, I'm really bad at the names. Another mandatory effect, and then during your turn, you can detach to target a monster your opponent controls, and then bounce it to the hand. So it helps you out things that can be targeted. So basically, played 2 Magnifica because the third one just never came up in testing. Michaelis, you played 3. This card's crazy, and I played the 2 of the rest. You can get away with playing 1 Gibran and 1 Asofeel. I see people playing that. It's up to you, personal preference, really. Depends on what your size is in the extra deck. Last succeeded Zeus, of course. This card came up once during the 9 rounds, and it basically won me the game, so pretty good. And the last 3 cards in my extra deck are Haka Fibrax, Celine, and Access Cold Tucker. The package never came up. That's why I played the 2 Veiler for the package, but just never came up. So yeah, I have no comments on this. Just in theory, if you're in a bubble or in a crunch, you can get out of it with this, but just never came up, so at least it was there for safety. Almost always got banners off Prosperity though. The side, 3 Gozen. Yeah, I mean, you're all lights, so you know, Gozen's just insane. I did side in 3 token collectors, so I did respect Sword Soul. I expected a lot of Sword Soul, and I played against 0 Sword Soul, so this card just stared at me all weekend. It just did nothing. So don't know if I'll use it again, but I respected it too much because I expected a lot of Sword Soul, just didn't see them. Then the hate for the back row, because I expected a lot. So Duster, Cosmic, Storm. I expected to see a good amount of back row. There were quite a few in the top tables, and I've dueled against quite a few. Eldich, these came crazy. Lightning Storm was nice, pretty good. Anti-spell doesn't really hurt this deck, to be honest, because if they have it, if it's really a struggle, you just banish it. You'll get to the point where you just banish it. The only game I dropped versus a control deck was when they had like skill drain on board, and I just, you know, there's nothing I could do about that. I was like, okay, cool. But then I did get like 2-0'd by like Floowander. Flounder's like a really tough matchup for this deck, but we live and we learn, we live and we learn. To round up the side, 3 Dark Ruler. Didn't want to main deck this. Absolutely did not want to main deck this card. I think everyone did this weekend, but not for me. I can't imagine going first and just seeing this card in your hand. It just feels so bad. You know, you're playing quite a few hand traps, high impact hand traps for Spright. So we got away with not main decking it, and it kind of worked out. But you know, siding it for obvious reasons. And then the last side spot, I could have put a Pank, but instead I just put the 3rd Nibiru. Again, I was really, you know, trying to protect myself against Sword Soul because I thought it was going to be everywhere. I was totally wrong. It was not everywhere. But that is what it is. So this is the deck. I just wanted to test out the deck to see how it performed. Martha's really, really good. There could be a couple changes moving forward with the list. You could do a lot of things with this deck, which is just the best part. Like my friend Jay was playing like a much more control build, like main decking Gozens, which was just super cool. Like playing Strike. You could test the deck many different ways. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Nothing else to say. Just I'm gonna keep testing the deck, see how it performs versus the good cards, and then we'll see what happens next. All right, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.